So you want to buy an RX7 for $300? Well, you're going to want to watch this video then. Alright, I'm not kidding when I say this. I found an RX7 FD3S that sold for $300 US. You heard me right, $300 US. Absolutely crazy. Anyone could have bought it. I'm pretty sure this car's going to go to the United States. It's a 1993 model. It sold for $324 US. Let me show you what that car is all about, and then I'm going to show you how you can do this yourself. Now, generally, I look at the auctions at least 5 to 6 times a week, or 5 to 6 days a week. I was a bit tied up last week, pretty busy. I didn't look at the auctions at all, and I missed this one. And, you know, it's just one of those things, it's Murphy's Law. Wasn't meant to be. So without further ado, this is the $324 RX7 FD3S. Now, I did have someone translate this page for me today, and I found some interesting stuff in here. So first of all, here it is, silver in color. I mean, it's not crashed. Generally, for that price, you'd find a car missing everything. Pretty good condition. It's got that little ducktail spoiler, not the one that I've got. I've got the whale tail one. Red badge in the back. Stock twin exhausts. It's got those little spats in the rear as well. Here's the issue. It's an automatic. Okay, not a bad thing when it comes to modifying, because you can pull it out, you can put a manual gearbox in, you got to change the ECU as well, and then if you really want to, you can change the cluster pack not to have that little up thing that has auto on it. Anyway, it can be done, and it's not that expensive to change. Alright, I had someone translate this, and there was some interesting stuff in here. The first one being 2001 12/23. So in 2001 December, it had a mileage of 121,000 kilometers on it. 2002, the mileage dropped to 71,000 kilometers. Somewhere here, I don't remember which piece, I think it might be that one, it says that the mileage was manipulated. Now, the current mileage, the date of selling, June 14th, 2019, it had 89,000, so 18,000 kilometers was put onto it since 2002. But it's bullshit mileage. This car actually had about 150,000 plus minus. The next item is engine does not start. So probably an issue with the rotary. Well, not an issue with the rotary. It is an issue with the rotary. The rotors are probably stuffed, or I don't know. It could be seals, could be anything. Whatever's common. It's all speculation at this point. We don't know what happened with this car, why it sat, why it sold, why anything. Anyway, it sold for $300. And someone was lucky enough to pick up this car at such a bargain. Now, I mean, anyone with enough patience can find a deal like this. You can use Japan Partner. I've bought the RX-7s and the GTR from Japan Partner. Pacific Auto, Derek, he runs a YouTube channel. He's also got an auction site. Garage Defend, Spencer, I don't know if they've got a full-on auction site yet, but give them a shot. Japan Partner is who I've been using. And I don't really like using their new auction system. I'm still using the old one, so we're going to stick to the old one for now. So just log on to old.japan-partner.com, click here, old auction search, system search, and then you can click market price, then you can go back 1 week, only of the prices. What do you want to search for? In this case, we're going to go Mazda, and we're going to go for Ifany RX7 and RX7. Now, when it says Ifany, it's just some places, some auction houses. So you'll find like this Arai Bayside is an auction house, Gifu is an auction house, Yokohama is an auction house. They will label the cars differently, so they might just put it under RX7, or they know that it's Ifany, they'll put it under the Ifany RX7. So for example, there's a bunch of cars here that actually sold, and let's make some space here. Let's take a look at this guy, that one, and that one. You can see here, $8,500 US, has 94,000 kilometers. It's an RB with a C interior and a C exterior. And you can pick up all the stuff. There's a little legend over here that you can read through. Yeah, I mean, this is a great car. Really nice looking car. An RD wheel, it's got a holder here for an Apex E-Power FC. I don't see it in the vehicle though. Anyway, we're not going to go through all these cars right now. Just a quick one, just to show you guys how to use the auction system. And take a look at this one, 13,000. It's a grade 4C, very good quality, very good car. Like I said, we're not going through that right now. What I'm going to show you what to do And if you have enough patience, like I said, now I'm shooting myself in the foot because I also want to win a $300 RX7. But in the interest of helping the community grow, this is what you do. So select all the dates, don't click market price because it'll just show you what the car's sold for. Now remember, not all cars will show as sold or the price as sold. Not a lot of people disclose that, or maybe the car wasn't sold at all, or there was a negotiation afterwards. Let's say it didn't meet the reserve, there might have been a negotiation with the seller, and then it's sold and it doesn't list the price. So you can see here, for example, not sold. That was the last price that it got up to. Maybe it didn't hit the reserve, etc. This one, for example, this Type X went up to $1,200, and then nobody else bid on it. So the reserve could have been 1.5. You never know. And anyway, that's how it generally works. Then you get cars like the silver $300 one with this page. When it has this, it means that there's no inspection. Generally, there's an inspection, like I mentioned, it'll be like an RA or a grade 4, grade 3, etc. Grade 5 is brand new, very, very good. I don't think I've ever seen a used car at grade 5 other than like a 22B that was pristine, and Hakuska. Yeah, and then you got your gradings A, B, C, D, E. E is pretty rotten. That means this car has no inspection. So you'll obviously find cars with no inspection to be very cheap or a lot cheaper. Right, that being said, you're going to go down to Maker, you're going to go down to Mazda, click on Model, you're going to click on Infinity, you're going to click on RX7, click Search. Now everything I said earlier goes out the window because I forgot about this. They're still showing old cars, or the cars that were sold on the old system. But now I think they're forcing you to use the new system to actually bid on cars. Anyway, just sign into this, and then on the right here you're going to click on Use Car Auctions, and all the days are selected. Click on Make, click on Mazda, click on Model, RX7 and Infinity, and click Search. Now these are upcoming auctions. So you can see today I'm filming this on the 20th of the 6th, and this car is up for auction on the 21st at 11 in the morning in Japan. Now these sort of cars here, I'll know straight off the bat that this one has been inspected. So you can see it's an RC, C interior, C exterior. Extensive work, extensive body kit. I can't read Japanese, generally you get this translated. But we're not here to talk about these cars, we're here to talk about the cheap ones. So this one, I can see it's an outside yard, there's probably no inspection. See, no inspection. Likely, this car, either the owner didn't want to pay for inspection, which is stupid, or the engine's popped, and he just figured, let me just get rid of it cheap. Now these ones, when you see the outside pictures, these are the ones that you got to look out for. These are the ones that go super cheap. This one was obviously a late model 2001 spec in white. It's got the nice steering wheel, there's manual transmission, and to be honest, it probably does have a blown engine. I can't read Japanese, so I don't know what this tells you. It probably just says engine not starting. $952 start price. This car will probably sell for about $3,000, but we don't know what's wrong with it. More than likely, engine's gone. Take the price of an engine, rebuild. I mean, probably still worth it. Alright, so those are the ones, those outdoor ones to look out for. All of these ones on the inside, they're all inspected. Oh, right, and before I forget, these that say buy now, these are what Japan Partner has in stock right now in their yard. Now, it's a bit strange because when my cars landed with Japan Partner, so obviously, like for example, one of my cars actually did come from here, from USS Nagoya. When it leaves USS Nagoya and goes to Japan Partner, which is also in Nagoya, they list it as a stock item and buy it now price, which is odd. And it's not the same price that I paid for the car, it was much higher. Anyway, my car popped up on here, and then I got a bit worried, and I said to the guys, hey, listen, why is my car up for sale after I just paid a whole bunch of money for it? And they said, no, we do that. We load it as a stock item. We then invoice you, blah, blah, blah. So that's that. So these cars are probably sold what they have in stock. So now that I gave that useful piece of information, those cars have issues. And in South Africa, there is a restriction in terms of getting the car registered and on the road licensed. Now, I'm not going to do a full licensing video and what it entails. So the basics are 25% duties, there's 15% VAT, there's shipping charges. Now the shipping is an interesting one. Shipping is $1,100 for a Ro-Ro, which is roll on, roll off. The vehicle has to be powered by its engine and driven onto the ship, parked, driven off when it comes down to South Africa. So they've got a little mechanic crew on the ship that will do basic stuff, jump starts and all that, just to make sure the car's running. So if it's stuffed like that $300 one where we know the engine is completely finished, it's not going to start, you can't do a Ro-Ro. So that's the caveat here, and that means that you have to put that car in a container. Now, a container is roughly about 5,000 US dollars. We're looking at about 60,000 Rand. This is off the top of my head. I actually don't remember the price for a 20 foot as far as I remember. And this was some time back when I was looking, probably more expensive or cheaper, I don't know. So it has to go on that. So that's the shit thing. Can't do roll on, roll off, which works out to about 14,000 Rand, 1,100 US dollars. And I'm pretty sure that rule would apply to anybody overseas. Ro-Ro shipping is global, it's an international thing. You wouldn't be able to do it. And it would be pretty cool if you could, because then the car would land here for nothing. I mean, I calculated licensing fees, your Interpol clearance, your NRCS, ITAC, Weighbridge, CRR, all of that stuff, plus shipping, plus that $300 car would have landed here for something ridiculous, like 1,500 US dollars, plus minus. I think it was like 21 or 23,000 Rand, which is nothing. In saying all of that, if you do get the car here and you have to bring it in a container, you have a limited amount of time because there's some sort of inspections. NRCS will come check the car and all that stuff. And you got to license it, it's got to pass CRR, it's got to get to the weighbridge, drive onto the weighbridge station. So you need a running car, and you have to do all that stuff within 1 year of the car landing in the country. So you have 1 year to do all of that stuff, so which means you need to fix the engine and all of that. And that takes time to do all that documentation. So realistically, I'd say you probably have about 7 months before you need to have a running car, which is not bad. The problem is, can't use Ro-Ro shipping, and container shipping is hella expensive. So that's when a company like Grindrod, or if you're watching this from overseas, there must be another company where you can do shared containers. Look into getting a shared container, throw the car in there. It's still a lot more expensive than a Ro-Ro shipping, but you have no choice with Ro-Ro because the car's not running. Throw the car in a container and get the car here, fix it, pass inspections, do all that stuff, register it, and bang, you've got an RX7 for like, let's say $4,000, maybe less, a lot less, maybe $3,000 with an engine, because they're pretty cheap. You can pick up an engine for, let's take a look, I think it was like 11 or 12,000 Rand, which is $900. I don't know if I'm looking at the best place, but ooh, look at that, added 23 minutes ago. Getting sidetracked here. See, here's a gearbox for sale. Talking about the automatic, rotary 5 and 6-speed gearbox for sale. 6-speed must be a RX8. 6,500 Rand, which is for all you guys overseas. Give you something comparative here. $440. Another one here, 7,000 Rand plus minus $500. There's an RX8 motor in here for 18,000. I did see one the other day. RX8. Damn, there's currently none for sale. I'm pretty sure I saw one for like 11, 12,000 Rand. Okay, I can't find any for sale right now. Found 9,500 Rand, so about 650 US dollars for an RX8 13B. I know it's not the same thing, but let's just double that for the sake of the argument. So $1,000, and you have a running car. That is ridiculous. It's chump change just to have a running RX7. Anyway, that's the story. Or you could use it as a parked car. The problem is getting it to wherever you are. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you guys want to see other videos similar to this, like really cheap Skylines or really cheap JDM cars in general, I can put that together. I actually have a repository of cars that I've been saving over the last 2 years that are either like really crazy out there. For example, I found an electric motor powered RX7 FD3S. Yeah, there was an electric motor put in instead of the rotary motor. I found that at the auctions, and it went super cheap as well. All sorts of stuff. Let me know if you want to see that sort of content in the future. I can show you all that stuff. If you want to know more about import rules, let me know. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.